I'd like to show you one way I make picture frames for displaying artwork. Diamond paintings have become very popular recently, and Mrs. TimCan also enjoys creating them. When we went to get some of these framed, we were quoted prices from $100 to $200 though, and the diamond paintings don't cost that much. So today I'm going to make a frame for this diamond painting, and I'm going to take you along for the ride. I could have used pre-made picture frame stock, but I want to make my own. It's going to cost a lot less than the $200 we would have been spending on just one frame. So with that money saved, you can always buy the tools necessary to make your own frames. The way I'm going to make mine today, I'm going to use flat stock, some applied moldings, and a routed profile, and that will tend to draw the eye in towards the painting where it belongs. Although you can buy a ready-made picture frame stock, I'm going to create my own using 1x2 poplar. Poplar is a good choice for this application. It machines really well and it takes paint very readily. I'm not going to leave it plain and square though. I am going to apply some additional molding, and these are just readily available at any home center. And I'm also going to dress up the edge with some sort of routed profile. My first cut will be to notch out this inside corner 5/16 of an inch deep, 3/8 of an inch wide. This will allow it to fit over the painting and the plexiglass. I'm starting with stock that I've already cross-cut about an inch longer than I need, and I've got a sacrificial fence set up. My dado blade is set to 5/16 of an inch depth and only 1/4 of an inch wide. I'm going to adjust the rip fence and sneak up on that final 3/8 of an inch width. You also see I've got a feather board. My next cut I'll make at the router table. This will be to house the masonite, so it'll be 1/8 of an inch deep and another 1/2 inch wide. With that first notch taken out at the table saw, I'm now going to use the router table to take out that second notch for the masonite. Now I want to add a profile to the inside edge of that picture frame molding, and this is the bit I'm going to be using. It's called an OG, and it's a sort of S shape. The last bit of decoration I'm going to do will be to add these moldings to the outside edge of the frame pieces, and I'm going to keep them to the outside edge. I'm also going to pin them with a pin nailer, but remember these are still a little bit long, They're about an inch too long, in fact, so I'm going to be sure to keep my pins within that danger zone, so when I do trim them to length, my saw won't be in danger of hitting one of those steel pins. The borders on these diamond paintings are pretty wide, and we only need about 3/8 of an inch. So Mrs. TimCan is marking it 3/8 of an inch away from the diamonds, and then she'll draw a line and trim it all the way around, so we've only got 3/8 of an inch border. Now with the edge all trimmed down to 3/8 of an inch all the way around, Mrs. TimCan is coming back and painting it with black acrylic paint. The frame is going to be painted black, and we don't want to see this white edge around the painting after we get it framed. And here's the one with the finished edge that I'll be framing today. I got a piece of plexiglass that exactly equals the outside edges, including the border. I trimmed one end of each of the 4 pieces of the frame. Now I need to trim the other end to length. For the short sides, I'm measuring from the outside edge of the diamond to the outside edge of the diamond. On the short side, that's 18.5 inches. The long side is 33. And that measurement is going to be from this inside corner to this inside corner. And now I can use the frame clamp to glue everything together. And that looks good. I'll take it all apart and apply glue to the miters and put it back in the framing clamp, get it clamped up. And this is what one of the joints looks like. Just what you want to see. And here, if you can see it, the plexiglass fits down in that first channel. Now I need to cut masonite to fit in this upper channel. You can get small hobby panels like this at just about any big box hardware store. They're smaller than a full-size 4x8 sheet of plywood, so they're easier to manage. You don't need a table saw to make cuts on this, as long as you have a good straight edge and you carefully mark before you cut. Let me kind of deconstruct it for you so I can show you what we'll do before we paint the frame. In the frame, in the first rabbet, we'll go to the plexiglass. Then the painting, and then behind will be the masonite. But I'm going to glue the painting to the masonite with this 1/2 inch edge all the way around, so I don't want spray adhesive to get on this edge, so I'm going to tape it off with some painter's tape. Now I'm going to cover the table before we use the spray adhesive. Letting it tack for only 1 or 2 minutes makes the painting repositionable for a few minutes. Now to paint the frame, I'm going to set it up on these painter's triangles. And my first coat will be primer. And then a coat of gloss black. Then I'm going to use this metallic black for a final coat. Here I'll give you a close-up of the frame and the painting where it's been glued down to the masonite and it's left that 1/2 inch of exposure. I think it turned out pretty good. I think we're ready to assemble. I'll turn the frame over. I'll put the plexiglass in. And now the painting goes in, glued to the masonite. And I'm going to give you a close-up of this. And now I'll drill some pilot holes for screws and get some screws installed. And there it is, guys, ready to hang. Thanks for watching.